guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I'm here today just to bring you a message from Spirit. I felt very, very called to do that. For all my subscribers, I love, love, love you from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for being here. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. And if you feel like it resonates and you'd like to see more, please hit subscribe. Join this journey with me. I'd love to have you along the ride. Before I get into the cards, I'm just going to take a moment to call on Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Raphael, because I was called to bring this today as well. And I would also like to ask my team of light and any of your spirit guides or mine that would be here for the entire collective. I asked them to join us to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, and any of you guys who would ask for it. So before I get into the tarot, I am, yes, if there was something that you felt you were asking or a question that you've had, trust your own instincts here, but it says, Dear Archangel Raphael, please help me trust my feelings as the accurate barometer of truth. This is really important. You already know the answers in your heart. What I heard is you already know where the truth lies in your heart as well as for some things, it's like this is very personal. For some of you, this feels like not everybody's going to have the same truth either, right? Can you tell me anything more about this, please, Spirit? They're really telling me you need to use your intuition and have faith. Have faith. Dear Jesus and Archangel Raphael, thank you for boosting my faith so that I may trust in miracles. And regardless of whether, you guys are religious or whatnot, this is just an energy. And this is a real importance on putting faith that what is meant for you will come to you, that the path you're on, if it's what's right for you, is going to work out for your highest good. They want me to show you the bottom of the deck, which was use your natural healing abilities. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for clearly guiding, encouraging, and supporting my healing work. I feel like a lot of you, it may be like, especially if you're on this healing journey, on this path to enlightenment, so to speak, you feel like potentially it's been hard, right? It's not easy. This is something that is challenging, but it's for the betterment of ourselves. I don't know what this is in reference to, but I heard Deathstroke. I don't know if that's a band or what that is, a game, a movie, but that's what I heard for some of you. So not quite sure what that is. For some of you, what's this? We got the Eight of Wands. Something could be coming in, communication really, really quickly, as well as it's going to bring a lot of change. So this is just the small everyday witch tarot. The sun's on the bottom. So whatever tower moment or whatever quick things, I almost grabbed two, but whatever things are coming in for you, whatever's coming quick, it's going to bring you a lot of prosperity for some of you, not all of you. This could be baby, this could be pregnancy, this could be something long awaited. So like I said, for some of you, especially if I heard like you're trying to conceive, okay, because this card here definitely is there. This is saying, really have faith, call in your team of light, call in spirit, and just remember that everything comes to us in the right time, the right season. And as well as Spirit saying and this is only, again, if you're looking to conceive, but Spirit's like, trust in your natural abilities and your healing abilities. This can come down strictly to even how you're taking care of your body. You're getting enough sleep? Are you, avoiding, I heard caffeine as well, just because it's a really difficult struggle for myself as well, but it really messes with our cortisol. It really messes with our nerves and our anxiety, as well as our circadian rhythm or whatever it is, right? So Spirit, can you tell me what communication or information that's coming quick here? I do feel like this Eight of Wands, if I look at her face, she is a little worried, she is a little flustered, and I mean, think about the Wizard of Oz. We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. This is something that is seen, right? She sees this twister coming. There is also, they're giving me twister, like Helen Hunt vibes as well. Or Helen Hunt, yeah, Helen Hunt. Tell me more about this communication, the Eight of Wands with the Sun. I feel like this could be a real surprise, because what I heard is somebody, or some of you, somebody's really quiet about this. I also heard somebody's very quick-witted. And I think the yes came through because either you do have an idea of what this is, or you're being guided very strongly that whenever this comes through, you need to trust yourself. So the card that we have that fell to the ground is the Seven of Swords, which is interesting because this is that deception card. These lies, these fallacies, these choices that we need to make. And interestingly enough, okay, because there's a lot of different cards with a lot of different cats. They all have a familiar. The Ten of Swords, she's done. She's trying to get for her broom. But this person, this assailant, he appears to be getting away because the situation also may have felt done. All of these have a black cat. So for some of you, you may have a black cat, you may feel really strong affliction to it. And I mean, like, it doesn't have to be a black cat, right, necessarily, but there's very, very big importance in this, okay? For some of you, you may have a spirit guide that's a black cat. Pay attention to your dreams as well, okay? Because I know that sometimes these animals or these guides will come to you in your dream. Pay attention to that. This Seven of Swords definitely speaks to me of, and the Five of Swords is under that in reverse, with, interestingly enough, the Lovers in reverse there, and under that was Magician, and Death with the Four of Cups, right? There's been a lot of change, and I do feel like if this has to do with love, like again with the Lovers, this could be Gemini energy, but this could also just be that there's been something or a storm brewing in a while, and we've tried a lot of different ways, but this is finally coming into fruition. And it could also be travel. That traveling somewhere could be where what I heard is you're finally seeing your fulfillment. For some of you, you're being asked to travel to help heal people. So for some of you, and I saw yes again, right? But for some of you, if you practice energy work, or if you're a doctor or anything like this, or a therapist, or somebody who your words help heal people, your actions help heal people, your knowledge helps heal people, you may be actually called to travel. And that this could be also, for some of you who babies aren't in the midst, is that this is very, very fruitful time. Look at these sunflowers. If we think we've planted these seeds, they are all fully mature, ready to drop their own seeds. So there is something, what I heard is it's coming full circle, okay? So with this Ten of Swords, again, this is the end. And the black cat here, he's very upset. Very, very, very protective of his familiar, of his person, okay? And then the crow up there on the top as well, or the raven, these are magic birds. And I feel like it's very interesting as well, very often associated with rebirth, death, transformation, but to me, again, magic. So if you're walking around, if you're thinking, and you hear the birds going nuts, pay attention to what's going on, pay attention to the time. I'm being guided to give you an example of this. So with this Five of Swords, before I give you my example, there's three, because she's got three, they're all black again. And I just want to show you, because they're not all just black in this deck, is like the Death card, he's black, black. These cards, the Lovers, are, there's one black, and there's like the Calico. We've got Calico here, Calico. You know, like, there is so many different colors of animals, and it's just so funny. There's the Queen of Cups, right? That it looks like, too, she doesn't even have to really go far for her fulfillment. I think it's interesting here. This could have to do with that Lovers in reverse. The Seven of Cups again, because there is a choice that needs to be made, but I think in the past we haven't had clear thoughts, and this is where maybe a change has happened to think, okay, that didn't work. We need to put to bed or put to rest some sort of fight. For some of you, I don't know what this is, but for some of you, and I apologize if it triggered you, because it kind of triggered me to hear it. I did hear demon, okay, so what may be really important is that if you feel what I heard, something or an entity draining your energy, or if you feel like things are being projected onto you, or, you know, things like this, it's going to be really important for some of you, if that part resonated, to seek out a practitioner that understands and knows how to deal with this. It's very important as well to make that known that they're not welcome, and to know as well that oftentimes, I watch a lot of supernatural stuff with my kids too, my son loves it, is that they cannot attach if we're not at that vibration. So, you know, they almost feed and are attracted to when we're in our down times, when we're in our anger states, or when we're low. And this is where it's easier for them to come in. So this is going to be very important to just say, yeah, that's not the energy. You're not welcome. I ask you to loosen your grip from me, banish them. You can sage, you can Palo Santo. I would imagine white light. You can. I'm hearing like the power of Christ compels you, and this is where Jesus is. This is just high energy, calling in God, calling in Source, calling in Spirit, calling in that light. This does not, and I don't want to scare you, like I said again, it does not mean that that's what's there, but what I feel like, and especially if you resonate, you guys probably heard that moth to the flame. The lighter you are, there will be resistance. Warfare and things like that to stop your light. It's real, and I feel like for some of you, you may have just felt this. So I'm going to move on and tell you about my example about the crows, because I feel like for some of you this is going to be important. I used to ignore them when I'd hear the crows all the time. I'd be like, yeah, whatever. And then there'd be times where I'd be like, this is important. And if you do hear a lot of crows randomly, you don't have any intuitive feelings and what's going on, why this is happening, pay attention to the time. Because my example, okay, there was a past person in my life who I didn't get along with very much, but also I didn't really have the choice whether or not, excuse me, this person was in my life. It was how often they were in my life. But there'd be times where every time that this person would stir stuff up, the crows would go nuts. And the one time I just was like, oh well, we don't even need excuse me, Spirit's like, shh, but don't want to talk about it. Just a minute. Okay guys, I'm back. I've gotten a drink. I've had a couple, and my throat's still super blocked. So anyway, what I was saying is just trust your intuition, because I knew at that point, that the birds were telling me something, that there was definite spirit animal communication. And this one specific time that it happened, I kind of went home, looked at the time, and a little while later found out that the person who liked to stir shit up within our family kind of stuff, they had gone completely nuts. And I heard the words triangulations too. Interestingly enough, that this example is coming up, because what that person would do would be go off on someone or treat someone so horrible that they lost it, and they would react, right? That reactive abuse, because this person knows what to do to trigger people, and then would go around to everyone they could get the story out first. So for example, let's say they've done something, right, that they know was not a good idea, and for example, and I'm being called to share this one, knowing, okay, that they're going to lose it on a pregnant woman. Let's just put it this way. For no real reason other than they did not like this person, right? And then later on, that girl, she kept, the baby was fine and everything like that, but she had a lot of issues that day. She felt like crap. There was stuff going on, and it was direct relation to the stress caused by this particular person. And normally she would get the information out first, right? I'll call her the abuser or the manipulator, or I almost want to say sociopath too, like people who thrive on drama, who love to cause issues, right? And then would come, and when, I'm trying to put this, the triangulation anyway, when it didn't work, because it was like, okay, well, I actually already heard what happened here, right? When the person, the victim, let's quote unquote, was coming to tell everybody, right? It's like, well, she finally got her stuff out first. But the other person would constantly find someone to go to first to try and get everybody to believe that story, so that when someone came forward with, hey, she did this, it seems less and less likely. Now, last thing I'm going to say about this, because it's weird, it's very strong I say it, is it got to a point, though, that this particular person, she had terrorized so much of us. She had done this so many times that it wouldn't matter at the end. Even if she was telling the truth, no one would have believed her, right? So I do feel like for some of you, you may have a narcissist in your world, your family. There may be a few of them. There may be triangulation. You may have, the flying monkeys, because this is what would happen, right? This particular person would use her kids as well as her flying monkeys to reiterate, oh no, that's not what happened. Mom didn't do that. And be like, I think you did, right? But she would show up and go out of her way to come to my house, or to come to, my grandmother, or to come to other people that she knew, well, okay, I need to get this out first because I don't want to be in trouble with, more people. Or there be certain people as well that they need in their life and that they don't want them to know the truth, okay? So I'm even hearing covert narcissism as well. Just for if so I'm going to end with that. I'm going to stop that. But funny, I opened up to Mintakan at the end, and this is the Work Your Light. Longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Like I said, guys, that when we are light workers, when that is our mission on this world, to share our light, to work our light, and to help the people around us heal, to heal ourselves, to raise the vibration and the collective consciousness on earth, we are going to have negative energies in our way. Many of you as well, what I'm getting, may have had kind of like a long line of that energy. And I'll be honest, we have birthing a new age. That's that pregnancy of coming into a new age, bringing things into form. I had so many people like her in my world. And it would be that I used to think, oh, it's just that person. And then that person would go, and somehow some other vibration or other person with these similar qualities would like to stir up shit, wouldn't take accountability, never said they're sorry, and just, you couldn't trust. You just couldn't trust this person. Every time that, I would say, I think that they may have changed, or I feel like they're not going to do that again. Every time I dropped my guard, she did it again. So I feel like for some of you, if that makes sense, if that feels like in your world, pay attention. Birthing this new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a world into being. And Spirit wants me to show you the bottom, which is deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. And under that was Akasha, because your guidance is divinely guided. Many of you know that. What I heard is many of you are earth angels. Leap is on the bottom. For some of you, you may be wanting to open up your own healing practice. For some of you, you need to talk or write or do something that shares your story, because it's going to help heal you. And what I heard is the reverberation after this, or what they're showing me is the ripples in the pond. Because I'll tell you, okay, you go first, the universe will catch you. At first, right, this particular person would just go after one person, right? She would single people out. So she decided at the beginning she would do the people that there was already maybe some sort of negative vocabulary around, or she would pick apart things that were pretty easy to see. So it goes unnoticed because, well, yeah, that person, they did that, that's them. But then the more and more it got going, right, and the more people were into this mix, the more evident it becomes. And like I said, it gets to a point where this person, if they do so much, right, if they're constantly, and especially if you've lived in cycles of this shit, it does not matter. Again, they could change. But again, would you see it? Because when, this person particularly parted ways with our family, the circumstances surrounding it may actually not have been 100% her doing. However, the fallout of it was that, well, you've done so much. Why would we believe you now? It's that boy who cried wolf energy, okay? So I feel like for a lot of you, you're getting rid of that. And again, pay attention to the birds. That's all I can say. So I want to I'm going to read you a bit of this book if you're already in this far. And then we will say goodbye for the day. So let's see here. We have birthing a new age. Often, I'm going to hold it up so you can take a look. Often our path is exactly the one that we don't feel prepared to walk. Walk it anyway. Often what is rising feels far bigger than we could possibly hold. Be a container for it anyway. Often our creations seem to have a wild, uncontrollable consciousness of their own. Birth them anyway. Often what is ours to do is the very thing that most intimidates us. Be courageous and do it anyway. We are birthing a new age. Right now we're in a transition period between ages. The process of allowing the old cycle to fall away for a rise to a new. Like driving in the fog and trusting the road ahead will appear, we need to release old identities in ways that no longer serve us, using our intuition as a compass. You are part of a group of souls who have been incarnating at significant periods of history, preparing for this exact time. Dreaming a new world into being. Magdalene sisters, daughters of Isis, Essenes, priestesses, witches, mystics, healers, seers, artists, midwives, visionaries, guardians of the earth, and storytellers from past times. It is time to give permission and space for what is beckoning to be born. We are dreaming a new world into being. And there's an activation here I want to say before we go. And it says, so it asks you to hold the card to your heart. Let's hold our hands to your chest. And it says, I am open to surrendering to the creations that are wanting to be birthed through me. May I be of service in a way that delights my mind, body, and soul. Please use me. Please lead me. Please show me the way. And this is this card here that says, yes, wherever you're going, have faith that the way will be shown. And if you are a way shower, which you would be, if you're birthing in this new age, again, there's no template that we're being given. There's no how-to list. So give yourself grace. I don't know if you can hear it, but the town bells in my town just went off. Giving yourself grace, using your natural healing abilities, and again, having faith that Spirit's going to lead you in the right direction as we are going through this massive, massive change. That's what I have for you all. I love you all, and I will talk to you later. Mwah. Bye, guys.